Okay, good afternoon from the banks of the River Combe in the County of Essex, and I've just left in the distance behind me the town of Brightlingsea and making my way along the sea wall here that used to be a railway along here back in the 60s, branch line between Alresford and Brightlingsea. Anyway, I'm heading down to the salt marsh, which you might be able to see just in the distance, to do a bit of operating. It's quite windy today, southerly winds. We're about 2 hours or so from high tide, and it's quite a highish tide today, springs. So I'm not sure how much time I'm going to get down on the salt marsh before I need to bail out due to the tide coming in, because potentially could come over the salt marsh. No video last week. I was not feeling great last week. I was last weekend I spent about 4 days in bed. Anyway, bounced back, negotiate this. I've got new boots on today, splashed out, treat myself. They seem alright at the moment, supposedly waterproof, didn't cost that much. So, it remains to be seen how good they are. Got me hand warmers, me USB hand warmers. Don't need them yet, although it's quite windy. So not massively cold wind. So I need to be sort of fairly sharpish, not hang around too long, because as I said, the tide is quite high today. I need to watch these as treacherous. There's like massive potholes everywhere. It's got the ZYU X6100, so I've only got 5 watts at my disposal. After being cooped up all last weekend and off work most of the week, getting a bit stir crazy. So to get out into the great outdoors. If you want to know why they call it great, just take a look. So I don't know whether to operate on the beach or up on the mud, or on the salt marsh. Okay, so I'm going to set up here. Okay, so I'm ready to put the pole up. I'll just sort of show you this. So, because it's quite windy, it can actually work to your advantage. And I've got 3 cloth bags, one there, other one down there, filled with shingle off the beach, and just tied the guys onto the mast. Nothing elaborate, none of these guy rings or anything like that to overcomplicate it. And the idea being that eventually I'll have these around about 120 degrees from each other. So the wind's coming from that direction, so I can rely on that to pretty much hold the pole up. So the pole is held up, the other side is completely not really doing anything. It is quite taut, but it's not really doing anything. I'll move this one round to about here, pull it in a little bit. But you can use sand pegs or pegs, including pegs that are easy to go into the salt marsh, but the trouble is it's not that easy to one of the guys has slipped down a little bit. Look, that's not symmetrical and that displeases me. I'm going to actually bring that down So, and I'm going to move the other bag, and I'll just chuck that over onto the salt marsh wherever it finds its place, and then that'll be it. I'll attach the radials, and I'm good to go. Tide's coming in a little bit, but it's not too bad. Okay, all the guys are attached to the pole at the same point now, which is good. I say it wouldn't have affected the performance, but so these cloth bags, I also use sort of plastic tent bags, so kind of reusable but tent bags from a local camping shop, and they're quite good because actually these cloth bags, obviously when they get wet they need drying out. Picked up a bit of vegetation there along the way. Obviously you can use carrier bags for this, but a word of warning, if you do use carrier bags, make sure that all the carrier bags are the same. So don't use two from Asda or Walmart if you're in the States, wherever you're at. I'm going to get this vegetation off as well, again, displeases me. So yeah, don't use two Asda ones and a co-op one, because otherwise that will cause you problems with your SWR. All the bags need to be identical, even if, like, you know, you've got like sort of two Asda carrier bags, and then you've got an Asda Christmas carrier bag that's different in appearance with reindeers on. That will also cause you problems with your high SWR. There you go, look at that, look. So the aerial's up, kind of assisted by the wind. So I'm using the carbon pole today from Sota Beams. It's the carbon 6, and the feed point there is not particularly elevated. I'll attach the radials in a minute, but it'll be okay. And I used to use a buddy pole choke balun at the centre here, but that required connecting into a BNC, so instead I've got these ferrite cores on there, on the outer of the coax. The coax is Messi and Plony Airborne 5, so the coax goes over the ferrites go over the actual coax, and then on the end here I'm terminated in a BNC. So the idea is eliminate the need for connectors. Okay, so I've got the radials all plugged in, so they just attach the feed point there, homemade out of MDF, and attach with the crocodile clips onto the end of the guys. So I've got so this is these radials and the radiating element are about 16 foot long or thereabouts, so they're for 20 meters. And I forgot to bring the analyzer actually. Oh, I bought these screwdrivers, tiny, just small screwdrivers, because if I was going to set up on the salt marsh, these can be quite handy. Just dig in the salt marsh, and they obviously go in and come out easy. They don't really need much strength to hold that up, but unlike the bags, they're not quite so easy to move around and reposition. So anyway, so I've got these. I've made up additional sets of radials and the sort of centre radiating element there. So I've got 17, 15, 12 and 10. So sort of all the HF bands, sort of 20 upwards. And also, so that you don't need to move the guys, I've got a little set here of kind of cord extenders. So the idea is, obviously if I went say down to 10 meters, the radials would be considerably shorter, and then obviously they wouldn't reach the guys. So the idea of this is that I just attach with a crocodile clip in the same way that the radial is attached to the guy there. Attach these, and then I don't need to move the guys, even if I change bands. Obviously if I'm on the lower bands, or sorry, the higher bands, then obviously you take up kind of less space, but it's pretty much deserted down here. Even in the summer you'll get people walking down here, but you don't really get people sort of hanging around here too long. So tide's still coming in, so I've just got to hook the radio up now. I won't bother with the other ones there with the other bands. I'm just going to sort of hopefully rely on 20 to get me 1 or 2 contacts, and I'll be happy with that. Okay, so I've got the ZYU X6100, and so I'm just running entirely off the batteries today, in internal batteries, so a maximum of 5 watts. I'm going to whack the power up all the way to 5 watts now. But anyway, did that one on 4 watts, so I'm happy with that. I didn't bring the little external speaker with me today. I was just trying to cut down on weight. I'm not sure how much the whole pack weighs. I'll have to weigh it and put it up on the video later when I get home. But yeah, I didn't bring it, and this speaker in this radio really is not good. But anyway, I knew that before I bought it, so it's not a gripe. Well, kind of. It's just the way it is, isn't it? What,
maybe I get 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf. Whiskey Mike Golf.
Roger, 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 Roger. You're 5927, 5927, Roger.
Roger, 5918, 18 for you. Thank you very much, my friend. 73.
9 Alpha X contest. This is Hotel Bravo 9 Hotel November contest.
2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf Portable.
2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Germany Portable. Is it correct?
Roger, 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 Roger. You're 595927, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Many thanks. You are 5928. Thank you. 73. Good luck.
73. Bye bye.
You were at 9 Alpha.
2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf Portable 5918.
Thanks very much. 5927.
Thank you, Sierra Mike 2 Mike. QRZDX, this is Kilowatt Bravo 2 Zulu Victoria Papa.
2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf Portable.
It's a pretty tough copy this morning. The band's just getting going, and I hear some stations very strong, other stations are very light. And right now I'm hearing a lot of stations. I appreciate you calling, but I'm sorry, I'm just not able to copy it through the noise. I've got a little bit of band noise this morning, I think from the solar flare. But anyway, tough copy on many stations. I know there's a lot of stations. Okay, I believe I have it correct. 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf. 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf. This is Kilo Bravo 2 Zulu Victor Papa. My name is Randy. Randy's my name, and I'm located in Central New York. Over. Okay, running 5 watts. I've got you 5 watts. You peaked up to 5 and 7 that time, but mostly you're down around 5.2, 5.3. But I understand you're running 5 watts. I'm running approaching legal limit power here in the States, which is 1,500 watts. I'm running an awful lot more power than you are, and that explains why you're hearing me so well. Okay, very good. Well, that's quite a station you got. Nice to work you today, Kevin, at your homebrew antenna with your 5 watts. Thank you for calling me today. I much appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Mike Golf. This is Kilo Bravo 2 Zulu Victor Papa. My very best 73.
Okay. Oh, I need to. I'm seized up on the floor here. Oh, tide's coming in. So that's contact into the States, New York, on 5 watts. So quite happy with that. I'm going to pack up now anyway. Tide's coming in, and I probably won't top that in terms of DX today. So that'll do for now. Pack up. Oh man, wasn't too cold on the floor there, but I do tend to seize up a little bit if I stay in that position for too long. Okay, that's me all packed up and ready for the off. I haven't left anything, much as it pains me. I'm not going to hang around. Don't really want a chance hanging around to pick the rubbish up. There's a couple of sort of little creeks that I had to jump over, so I need to get going really. Filling up the creeks. Yeah.